Hey everybody, it's Christine, and today I have a new video for you featuring Clear Scraps mascils, and I'm going to be doing a January future log for my bullet journal. So you have seen the last couple months I have used this 6-inch calendar mascil, and I love it. I am just totally hooked on it. So what I'm really thinking of now is different ways I can use it, different approaches other than just like using a pen and stenciling. So today what I'm doing is I am taking my Easy Runner Grand with the dots repositionable refill, and I'm running it all over the background of my page. And what I'm going to do with that is do some additional masking with my adhesive. Now I've put some repositionable adhesive dots onto the back of my mascil, and I'm going to put it on there. And obviously the repositionable dots will help hold it on there too. So I may have gone overkill, but better safe than sorry. I didn't want it to shift at all. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a few different colors of Distress Oxide inks and do an ombre effect, working from the bottom up. So I'm starting with the lighter shade of blue and just going all over. And then I'm going to take the next shade and do the next shade. And I'm going to do a little bit of overlapping so that they blend together. Now, Distress Oxide inks take a little bit of time to dry, so I will need to give myself a little time between them or heat dry them. But they blend really nicely. And although you can't see the effect at this moment while I have the mascil still on there, you will see it when I pull it off. And it was one of those moments, again, where I just ooh and ah over how cool stencils and Distress Oxide inks work together. So I'm using a blending tool, and that just has different pads that you can take on and off. And I'm just adding, obviously switching it out when I'm ready. So here, now take a look as I peel this back. And I'm going slowly because I don't want to tear anything. There's always that risk, so you don't want to do anything too fast. But look how cool the colors blended together there. Now, I still have all those repositionable the Easy Runner Grand, the dots on the background. So the dots repositionable refill. But first, before I remove all that, I'm going to go ahead and dry it a little because I don't want to smear my inks all over the place. I want those to get locked in. And drying it will have no impact on me being able to take off the adhesive. Why? I have no idea, but I tested it out in advance, so I know it works that way. So now I'm going to just take a dish rag and I am going to rub all over it and pull the adhesive off. And what you're going to see is that a whole bunch of white comes out. Now, one of the reasons I went for this look is I felt like it kind of looked like a snowstorm was happening. There's a variety of approaches you could definitely take with this, but I felt like with using the blues and then peeling it back to have that white background and all the white spots everywhere, it really had the feel of a snowstorm. And so have a look there. Very cool, totally different look. And if you go back to my December video and my November video, all three of them have a pretty different look, but this one is especially different. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to work on the other side for a little bit. First off, I am going to go ahead and do the exact same thing that I did on the right-hand side. I'm going to go all over the page and just spread that same adhesive. So the Easy Runner Grand with the dots repositionable refill within it. And so I'm going to spread that all over. You can see I slid some stickers underneath just to make it sit more on level. And then since I wanted to continue the look of snow, I pulled out the Paint Splats mascil. This is another 6-inch one, so it fits perfectly in the width. It doesn't fit perfectly on the height. So I will shift it down here in a little bit, but that's totally not a big deal. I totally can work with that. And so, again, I'm going to take the same approach with the darker blue up top, middle, and then a lighter blue and create kind of an ombre effect. You can see that this is only going to show the paint splats, so it's going to have a little bit of a different look to the last one. Now, here I pull a little too hard and I do tear a little bit. I didn't rip all the way through the page, but just ripped off a little bit of the paper. So what I will do with that later is cover it up with a sticker because that just happens. There's not a whole lot you can do to avoid that. I do kind of wish, as I was working on this, that I would have gotten a snowflake mascil or something like that, because holy moly, the fun I could have with all these different mascals in my bullet journal. Just creates totally different look and doesn't count on me being too artistic, especially with my drawing. So that's a nice added bonus. So there you can see now I've got both sides all masked out and ready to roll. I am going to go ahead and dry this one, and then again I'm going to remove all the adhesive so that the white comes through. You can see the difference right now in the left side and the right side where the white is really coming through, and the left side it's still got the Distress Oxides hooked onto the ink. And you will see again as I rub, it unveils a totally different look and really lightens everything up quite a bit. One of the things I've really enjoyed about using this calendar mascal is trying to figure out how I'm going to do the left side to kind of coordinate with the season and work a mascal too, because they're just a fun addition to my repertoire. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of pen work. At this point, I am not going to worry about how perfectly straight they are. I don't want to get a ruler out, and I don't want to pull the stencil back out. So I am going to just go and outline each box, and I'm going to outline the letters up above. I am not going to stress out about how perfect it is because this is a bullet journal. This is time to relax and have fun with it. And so for me, I just wanted to go for a little bit less perfection and a little more artistic and just Christine. I don't love to measure things, and I don't love to have to get another tool out. And all in all, I'm actually really quite happy with how I did. This is one area where I can kind of overlook imperfections and little blemishes, whereas like when I do a scrapbook layout, I tend to be a little more over the top on that. So it's kind of nice to just let it go and relax a little bit there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is start pulling out some stickers. I have a couple of different sticker sets in front of me. I've got the Paper House Productions seasonal sticker book that has 30 pages in it. And so I'm going to use that for my January there. And I love how I was able to place the January on there and have it line up with the line. So it looks like the line goes right through it. And then I also have the creative journaling stickers that I've pulled out, and I'm not going to use those a ton. In fact, this time I'm actually going to go ahead and just write my numbers instead of put them on there. The main reason I opted to write them was that I didn't feel like the stickers were going to show through as well with the Distress Oxide inks on there. Now, I could be wrong. They could have shown perfectly, but between the size and the fonts that I had available to me, it felt like just handwriting them would be a better option at this point. The next thing I'm going to do is I am going to get a ruler out, and I'm going to add just some lines on here. Some longer lines, obviously. And what these are for is to put my future log stuff, to put on those dates that I want to remember to transfer to my January planner throughout the month of January. So I'm just going all the way across, skipping each, this is a dot grid, so skipping over one dot, so it's a two dots tall set of lines. Now, I've got all the main elements of a future log. I've got my date, I've got the calendar, I've got space to write the future stuff down. Now comes the part that is probably my favorite, which is just embellishing and adding some decorative objects to it. So I'm pulling out some different stickers. These are, again, from the Paper House Productions seasonal value sticker book that has 30 pages. So obviously it's going to have some great January winter themed stickers in there. And just picking out some pretty ones, creating some little scenes, adding some snowflakes. Nothing too complicated. I'm not looking to detract from the actual planner part of it or from the work that I've already done. I am going to add a couple of little sayings on there just because I want to bring a little more black into the left-hand side. And so I pulled those from the Mama Lay productivity sticker value book. And this is still a Paper House one, but it's a Mommy Lay setup. It's a collaboration with her. I'm also going to pull out my creative journaling stickers, and I'm going to use these to create a neat border along my lines here. Now I'm going to pull my ruler back out here to help finish off these lines. So what I'm doing is creating a decorative corner for each corner of the set of lines. And then I'm going to pull those all together with a couple of vertical lines just to help make it into a box. And I like the way that looks, and I like that I was able to bring in one more decorative element. Now we are going to finish things off here with just a couple little details. I'm going to add on just some hearts again to bring in a little bit more black and pull the whole thing together. And there you have it. Quick, easy, fun, simple, and totally awesome chance to play with some cool techniques. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you again next time.